Hello everyone, I am back again with a new video on behalf of Zero Education on Skills Development. In this video, I am going to talk about 5 simple activities to learn English without internet. See, learning a language, especially English, is very simple and easy, provided you follow the right methods. You can learn the language by following few simple activities, most of which probably you have been doing since your early age. The activities that I am going to discuss in this video today include reading, writing, and listening. So if you are someone who has been doing these 3 activities in a regular and proper manner, you may directly jump to the last 2 activities. So let me start with activity number 1, which is reading. Now, what you need to do in this activity is very simple. You need to read aloud. Read aloud a story or an article for a minimum of 15 to 30 minutes each day. That's minimum. Now read loud enough so you can hear yourself. But remember not to shout so loud that your neighborhood lady comes after you with a broom. Anyway, and while reading, try to open your mouth as wide as you can for better pronunciation. Read the same write-up 2 times without interruption. Next, during the 3rd time when you read, do so slowly and mark the words you do not understand. Then refer to a dictionary. Now write the meaning, the sentence from where you got the word, and the word itself in a diary or a notebook. Now, if you have not made one vocabulary diary or notebook, you must make one. After you've done that, read for one last time the entire write-up and see if you understood the new words and the context they were used in. Try to revisit the words every day until you internalize the word, memorize the word and its proper usage. This activity will not only help you learn the language properly, but will also help you develop your word stock, your vocabulary. Now, another amazing reading activity that you can do is reciting poems and reading skits or plays. In both the cases, you must try to use emotions and expressions. While reciting poem, you must do it in a melodious way and try to make the words of the poem dance in a rhythmic manner. In case of reading plays and skits, you must try to get under the skin of the character and use proper expressions while reading the dialogues. Remember, all these reading activities will help you in improving your speaking skills as well as your pronunciation. Now, there is one advanced tip I would also like to share with you. See, to improve pronunciation, you need to strengthen your cheek muscles, which would consequently help you in having better pronunciation. And you can do that by holding a pencil or a pen in between your jaws, in between your teeth. I'll show you how. Here, take a pen like this, hold it like this, and do the reading activity. You can also use a small bottle cap to do this exercise. Bottle cap like this. It will look funny. It will look funny, but it really works a lot. Now, if you practice this, I'm 100% sure doing it properly, you will improve your pronunciation. Now, let's move on to activity 2, which is listening. You see, in case you do not have internet, you can always listen to documentaries, speeches, sports commentaries, plays or movies that have more dialogues than actions on television or radio. Initially, choose only the ones that you can understand. Choose the ones that have neutral accent and have a slow rate of speech. Try to repeat and mimic whatever you are listening. This activity, if done regularly, can help you understand and learn the way English is practically used in actual communication. Remember, listening is a key aspect to improve your language skills. Moving on to the third activity, which is writing. You need to maintain a notebook, especially for the writing activity. If you are a beginner, divide the notebook into 2 parts, say part A and part B. Both the parts shall be maintained for 2 different purposes. One part, say part A, should be used to copy anything you read, and the other part, say part B, should be used to write something of your own. Part A is very easy and simple. Regularizing it to a great extent will help you learn proper sentence structure and even the practical grammar through the method of copying and repetition. Part B, on the other hand, needs some effort. It needs you to be a bit more creative. You can start by writing about your day, your thoughts, or your observations. Focus on using new vocabulary and expressions that you have learned. One thing that you must understand is all the 3 activities that we discussed till now needs to be done simultaneously and not one after another. And once you are confident with your basics, you can move on to the next 2 activities, which are more advanced in nature. So the next activity that I'm going to discuss is activity number 4, which is creative speaking and writing. The activities under this head can be done to improve both speaking and writing skills. You can either speak out or write to perform the activities. Under this head, I will share with you 3 sub-activities. Sub-activity number 1, object description. In this task, you need to speak out or write on certain objects or items according to your level of English. To begin with, you can start with small and simple objects like the office stationery that you use, the food items that you eat, the clothes and accessories that you wear, electronic items that you use, and so on. In the next step, you can speak or write about bigger objects like, say, cupboard, almirah, bed, sofa, motorbikes, small cars, etc. At last, you can start speaking and writing about huge or massive objects or infrastructures like train, aeroplane, ship, buildings, bridges, etc. Moving on to sub-activity number 2, which is idea or event description. Now you can start doing this activity by picking up a past event and talking or writing about it in as much detail as you can. You can also talk or write about an event or any observation that you have made on a particular day. The next stage is to talk or write about ideas of your own. Try to speak or write in such a manner that even a novice will be able to understand you. Now moving on to sub-activity number 3, which is story writing or telling. Now, story writing or telling is one of the best ways to improve your language skills. Now the question is, how will you do that? To start with, you can pick up any object and rather than describing it, you can make a story around it. For instance, if you have picked up a football as an object, you can start by saying, I have a 10 years old football at my home, which is as good as new even today. That was the first football I have ever got. I got that when I was 3 years old. And being the first football, I tried my best to preserve it in the best way possible. I still remember the day when I almost lost the football. Now like this, you can go on expanding your story as much as you can. So this is a nice way to develop your creative thinking and your language skills. Now, the 3 sub-activities discussed under the activity 4, if done properly of your own or if done under the guidance of a language tutor like me, will help you master the art of English communication to a great extent. Right? Now let's move on to activity 5, which is conversing with others. Conversing with others is the best way to improve your fluency in speaking. You need to have at least one English language learner like you to do the activity. A group of 3 to 6 such learners would be better. Once done, you need to choose a topic and start discussing about it. See that each and everyone gets enough time and opportunity to speak about the topic of discussion. Remember that in initial 3 to 6 sessions, your discussion may not be so good. However, with time, things will improve and everyone involved will start enjoying the sessions. Sometimes you can also have debate sessions among yourself about a topic on which you had a group discussion earlier. Pick such a topic where the opinions or views were too diverse and contradictory. Just one sage advice: try to avoid discussing on the topic of politics and religion as much as you can. Well, that's all about the 5 activities that you can undertake to improve your English language without internet. You can also follow the same activities to learn and improve any other language. So before ending the talk, let me recall the 5 activity heads once again. Activity number 1, reading. Activity number 2, listening. Activity number 3, writing. Activity number 4, creative speaking and writing. Activity number 5, conversing with others. Lastly, if you're interested in improving English communication, I'm sure you'll find the activities discussed here interesting and useful. Just remember to be patient and consistent with your learning process. In case you have any valid and genuine questions or confusions, feel free to share them by commenting on the comment box below. Thank you and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.